On the show this week, we have Ranvir Bhandari, Regional Vice President, ITC Hotels.
I think Chennai hotels, you'll see the demand going up and it will be commensurate to the supply which is already coming in.
In news, John Cook wins Pebble Beach title, his 10th Champions Tour title, and Europe retains the Ryder Cup.
Fantastic tee off, Mr. Ranvir Bhandari. Welcome to TeeTime.
Thank you. Thank you. Could have been better.
No, it was fantastic. I mean, I think it's just a little
off-centered.
Yeah, a little off-centered,
yes.
But nevertheless a good shot indeed.
Thank you, Jyoti.
Thank you for being on the show with us today. Now, ITC Grand Chola, you're planning to make it one of the top 10 iconic properties around the world. How's that journey coming along?
Sometimes, you just say that it's beginner's luck.
Right.
But ever since its incipience, we've already won the Lonely Planet Award for the best business luxury hotel in India.
Right.
And then the luxury hotels of the world, they have an award which is a seal of excellence. And I just went to Malaysia last month to get that award for ITC Grand Chola. So,
congratulations.
And then the Condé Nast has also given us that recognition. So really good. I mean, I'd actually, part of my big five was to get some awards in the first couple of years.
Right.
And we really didn't think that we'd get three.
Right.
Three big ones.
Right. As we walk over to the fairway, let's understand what are the kind of challenges in making this one of the most iconic properties that you will see.
Well, I think, critical differentiators is really what wins. The strategy that wins is when you have a USP and you change the game, you change the name of the game. And I think what ITC Grand Chola did was that we were able to come into Chennai as a first time in India where you have a hotel which has 600 rooms. Again, they're all branded accommodation, branded cuisine. And then we have this banquet hall which is 30,000 square feet, pillarless.
Right.
So suddenly there's a whole new market which is developed, which has opened up.
Right.
And it's not only for India, but it's for the world.
Okay. You just mentioned Chennai right now. So Chennai attracting tourism, how much of that is true? How much of tourism is Chennai currently being able to attract really as a city?
See, I'll tell you, 6 million tourists and counting. That's what is the count, say, for India. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, 60 million tourists are actually Indians traveling within India.
Right.
Now, foreign tourists, yes, if you club it as foreign tourists, India's got a long way to go.
Right.
But there's a huge potential within India.
Right.
And what Chennai has begun to attract,
right.
And I always focus on within India as well, is the domestic traveler for spiritual tourism, religious tourism, temples, heritage, culture, art. I think there's a lot more which Chennai has to offer to tourism.
Right.
Other than that, of course, Chennai is now progressively growing really fast as far as business is concerned. So I'm very bullish.
Right.
2 years hence, I think Chennai hotels, you'll see the demand going up and it will be commensurate to the supply which is already coming in.
Sure.
So there's a lot of research and a lot of feasibility done prior to ITC saying we're going to spend 1,200 crores and come up with our marquee property in Chennai.
Right, you just mentioned that, it will commensurate with the supply which is coming up and the demand is about to go up in Chennai as well. But now there's a recent report that says that Chennai will be attracting more than 17 thereabouts branded properties with the demand increasing, and obviously there is an up in supply. But how much of that would then become a threat to a property like ITC Grand Chola or the existing branded properties that exist over there? Do you think this the demand and supply will match up and add up?
Yeah, so I guess some of the big players make the mistake of thinking that when you become a large company with a
Right.
large number of hotels, you begin to focus on things like expansion, and you begin to focus on more of the facilities and product. But I've always maintained that it is service excellence which will win. And today people have a choice, and bricks and mortar will not decide the choice.
Right.
It is that personalization and that recall value and that loyalty with which you can get back to your customer. And that's what Grand Chola is all about. I think it's a bunch of great guys. We put our best team in there. And I think that the service excellence, I coined the word PECAT, P-E-K-A-T.
What is PECAT?
Now, PECAT is my own favorite, which I keep telling all my colleagues. So P is for process excellence. So you've got to focus on all your processes, where all the touch points where you and the customer are interacting. And so that's process excellence. E is empowerment.
Right.
Now you can't run a hotel without empowering.
Right.
So I tell all my people, I said, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness.
Right.
So that really means is go ahead and do it, and then
Sure.
say sorry if you did wrong. But
Right.
go and do it. So don't say that, don't tell a
Right.
guest that I need to check with my boss.
Right.
So just don't ask me for permission.
Feel empowered to take that
Yeah,
decision.
feel empowered. Ask for
Right.
forgiveness later. So that's empowerment. And if you have a great empowered team, I
Right.
think it's going to win. And then, of course, knowledge. We have a bunch of guys who we do a lot of training and a lot of knowledge. It's a huge knowledge bank. And we're trying to make it the intellectual acumen of all our colleagues to actually win the race. So that's knowledge. And then we hire for attitude, and we train for skill. So attitude is a very important part of PECAT. And then, of
Right.
course, technology. I mean, we've used cutting edge technology in Grand Chola to actually enhance the experience of a
Right.
guest, the service excellence.
Right.
So whether it's the iPad with its one touch everything, which is like an office in a room, or a home in a room, the iPad says it all. It's your e-butler. Or whether it's use of the RFID in such a way that every employee will call you by your name and recognize you.
Right.
So guest feels that I'm not a number. It's my home away from home.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so
right.
those are the cutting edge differential factors.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. So let me tee off and we continue.
Please,
discussing.
please, yeah. Oh, beautiful. Good
Thank
shot.
you. Now, Mr. Ranvir Bhandari, what does your outlook remain for FY15 going forward?
Our business is pure supply and demand. Like any other business, it's the economics of the whole situation. Now, the moment supply outstrips demand, your price will fall.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened in the last couple of years, because there was oversupply of hotel rooms, and because of the European downturn, because of the US not prospering in economy,
Right.
because of the rupee challenge, I think everywhere there was a bit of slump in travel as far as business was concerned. The mood was somber. So essentially, yes, there were. I would say it was a bit of a procrastination period. Our business is always sinusoidal, and it's really hit a nadir, and now it's got to start
can only-
perking up.
yeah.
But obviously, I don't expect a magic wand. I don't expect it to suddenly shoot up, because demand will go. I think demand is going to grow to approximately 9% CAGR as compared to a supply of 8%. So,
Okay.
so demand
So
will outstrip
will
supply.
outstrip, yeah.
However, the ARRs and the RevPARs will still be plateaued. It won't start rising till 2016.
Why so?
Because the demand will catch up with the supply and then outstrip
Eventually.
it. Yeah, so that's the dynamics of the economy.
Right.
But having said that, I see a lot of buoyancy already in our bookings for the winter.
Right.
We have a distinct summer and a distinct winter.
Sure.
And when I say winter, means that's our season time.
Right.
So it's October to March, and the summer, which is our lean time, is April to September.
Right.
But having said that, it's really. But that again, I think it's like the Southwest model of the Southwest Airlines for the airline industry. ITC Grand Chola is an outlier. I think it's doing upwards of 70 to 80% occupancy in summer.
Correct.
Whereas the industry is sitting at less than 60% occupancies.
Right.
But I see that the industry will go up. I think occupancies will move to the 60s to the 65s for the next year. And then from 2016 onwards, it will go into the 70s.
So now we're talking about luxury and business hotels
That's
in this
right.
case, of
That's
course.
right.
Now, what about the mid-market segment?
Yeah, actually,
What happens to that?
Yeah, that's where the promise is.
Sure.
You see, it's like a pyramid, and the numbers are large at the bottom. So as you go to budget hotels or what I call good value hotels with good service,
Right.
I think there's a huge captive audience, and your catchment area is much larger, and you will see those hotels doing very well, as long as they can give you good service. They're well located, because location makes a huge difference.
Right.
And of course, the government has to step in with the right to ensure that the environment that they create is conducive.
Interesting. My ball is right here.
Please go
We'll
ahead.
continue my game.
Nice.
Hotels today are battling on high cost inflation. You're also battling on a lot of taxation issues. How are you viewing these impediments, and how are you obviously hitting that bunker shot?
Well, I tell you, you've got to manage. You see, earlier hoteliers used to be innkeepers, and the whole concept was innkeeping and mehman nawazi and ensuring that your guest, Atiti Devo Bhavo, and your guest is God. But today, all the managers are business managers. And each and every manager who works in a hotel, whether he's an outlet manager, a restaurant manager, or a spa manager, they know the maths. They know their profit and loss. They know exactly how much they're spending per day. They know which are the guzzlers and how they can control it. And in our responsible luxury today, we've been able to, through wind energy, one is, of course, we've saved the environment so much, and we've actually reduced the carbon emissions into the atmosphere. But we've also ensured that we keep the bills down. So it's all very unique ways of thinking, synergizing. Like in my southern hotels, we do a lot of synergy amongst the hotels because I look after the entire south, so we do a synergistic model of various things so that we have the economies of scale kicking in.
Sure.
Or we have common intellectual bank kicking in, and training can be across the board. Or when you're purchasing, and material management can be across the board.
Sure.
So as long as the brand is not affected, you can use various means to ensure that you give value, but at the right price, and the costs are right.
Fantastic. All right, let's continue our game. Fantastic. It's a lovely shot.
Thank you. Nice shot.
Thank you.
Very good swing, easy
Thank
swing.
Welcome back to Tea Time. We're in conversation with Ranvir Bhandari of ITC Grand Chola. Now let's talk about technology. Let's talk about social media. Social media marketing has been gaining prominence in this country very recently. How is that auguring and improving service delivery for hotel chains like yours?
Yeah, I think it's tremendously changed from the times that Henry Ford, when he was asked, which color would you like your car to be? And he said, I don't care, give me any color as long as it's black.
Right.
Now, so that was the state of the way hotels or the service sector treated the customer.
Right.
It was that the customer was always wrong. But today the customer has changed tremendously. The customer is so well traveled, so well exposed, and he lives on real time. And it's amazing that the way they use communication to effectively express, and and I always feel expression is a great gift, because if you get real-time expression, that's the biggest award that you can hope for.
Right.
Because one is if it's positive and it's great for your brand, But even if it's a comment for what I call OFI, which is an opportunity for improvement, I think it's fantastic, because you suddenly have so many eyes auditing you all the time. And that's the only way it can improve. That's the only way this business improves. And social media has been able to spread and distribute what earlier the tools which were used, whether it was actually doing best practice tours or marketing tours, or it was through advertising, or it was through, print or television. Nowadays, social media does such effective marketing for the company or for the hotel. It's fantastic.
Interesting. Now, with the new government coming into power, you did say that we will be seeing light at the end of the tunnel and the hotel industry is set to improve. Does that also mean newer launches for ITC this year?
Well, ITC is committed. I mean, 5 years ago, we said we're going to spend over 10,000 crores, and we're doing just that.
Really?
And after the ITC Grand Chola, we've got this iconic property coming up in Calcutta, next to the ITC Shonar, which is a 500-room property.
Right.
Then we've got the ITC Kohinoor coming in Hyderabad, which will be another 7-star destination. We've got the ITC Green Bharat, which is going to be our resort right on the golf course.
Wow.
And it's called the
Where is
ITC
it?
Grand Bharat in Manesar,
Right.
on the ITC Classic Golf Course.
Right.
That is going to take ITC's foray into leisure in a big way.
Right.
Then ITC Vilasa.
Phenomenal golf course, actually.
Oh
the
yes, it
ITC
is indeed,
one,
and I think they'll complement each other in this mixed use.
Right.
ITC Vilasa is going to be our resort right on the Bay of Bengal at Mahabalipuram. So we are really busy. Then there's one coming up, real iconic property coming up in Colombo, right on the beach road. It's called Colombo 1. And it is a property which is going to be our first foray into Sri Lanka.
Another very important highlight of ITC Grand Chola per se is the green initiatives that you are taking over there. Can we go over those initiatives a bit?
Well, Chaiti, I think, green is part of responsible luxury.
Right.
And when you say green initiatives, we had committed to our stakeholders, to our shareholders, that we would be eco-friendly way forward 6 years or 7 years ago. And we said in all our hotels will be eco-friendly. And whether it is emissions, carbon emissions into the environment, through we've been able to reduce them and enjoy actually points. We've actually got points from the UNFCCC in our hotel in Calcutta at the ITC Shonar, because we were emitting less toxic gases into the environment than the others. So that is one part. Secondly, in ITC Grand Chola, we are, as I mentioned to you, we are carbon positive, we are water positive fully, and we are solid waste recycle positive. The other part is that we've used some cutting edge technology to ensure that we are not guzzlers for where the bank of the depleting resources are.
Interesting. Now, talking about the green initiatives, the other thing on the green is you. Your passion for golf is quite conspicuous.
I would say it's a great platform for networking and interaction. I'm in the business of relationships,
Right.
and I think golf and relationships are the best bedfellows.
Absolutely.
And I think that was one reason why I took up golf.
Sure.
And the amount of relationships that I've built on a golf course and the number of friends that I've built on a golf course, I've not built it anywhere else.
Right.
And golf is a great leveler. I've learned so much from golf.
Really?
You
Can
know-
you give me a few of your take-homes from golf?
Well, when I play golf with somebody, I can actually understand the person's nature, character, style, attitude through the golf game.
Oh, really?
Yes, and golf teaches you huge amount of patience. Golf teaches you that every day is a new day.
Yeah.
And it's like that's how I look at life, where you say that you come, it's like a one-day match. Every day you wake up, you play the one-day match, you may win, lose or draw, but
Right.
tomorrow's a fresh match. The second part of golf is that it essentially you're playing against yourself. So I feel the biggest enemy for any human being is not the person on the other side of the net, but for the mind within. So you've got to have that winning attitude because you're playing against yourself. You win against yourself.
Yeah, and that's life as well.
And that's life as well.
Interesting. And you know, your group is very focused on golf tournaments, and of course
Yes.
you all have a golf course in Manesar as well. Which are the tournaments that you all are planning as a group, because you have an added focus on golfing activities?
We historically, ITC is headquartered in Calcutta.
Right.
And we've been having a golf tournament in Calcutta, I don't know, for I think maybe 33 decades.
Yeah.
4 decades. And that tournament is still much sought after. It's played over 2 days, 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's called the ITC Cup. And we are very, we do it very seriously, and people look forward to the ITC Cup. Then, of course, we have a tournament in Delhi at the Manesar, which we do for all our corporates.
Right.
And we do one for our government officials and army people. So those are tournaments that we do. But yes, I think our golf tournaments are more relationship and internal than anything else.
All right. On that note, let's finish our game and we
Sure.
continue talking. Just about missed it, but you can finish it.
That's a good part.
Yeah, that's a good part. Good part. All right, so let's talk about some of the golfers that you look up to,
Well, I think
the ones that you follow.
my hot favorite golfer has always been Tiger Woods. As far as I'm concerned, I just admire that man for the focus
That he has.
that he has on the golf course. You know, if you see him, I follow Tiger a lot, so I go to different courses to watch him play. And if you see him, he has a drill.
Yeah.
He will wake up at 4 in the morning. He
Yeah.
will do his entire gym procedure. He'll come into the golf course.
Yeah.
Then he'll do his entire stretching, etc. Hit a few balls on the putting green, and then he'll come on to play. And when he's playing, there was cameras all around. There's crowds. People follow him like there's no tomorrow.
True.
Like, you know, one day I went into a golf course and I was late. So when I asked someone, I said, could you tell me which way is Tiger playing? So he says, wherever you see this sea of humanity, you
Yeah.
know it's him.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
is. But he's not bothered. People could be flash bulbs, child crying, shouting. He's in the zone.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Now that is a great lesson of life. When you are at it, when you're on stage, you got to be in the zone.
Any Indian golfers that you look up to?
Unfortunately, I think because of maybe a lack of proper infrastructure and facilities, which say someone like Tiger had when he was growing up, our Indian golfers, there's a lot of talent, but somewhere the grit to finally win, probably we've not played at that level. So Jeev is a great player.
Yeah.
Jeev is a fantastic player. I look up to Jyoti Randhawa, Shiv Kapoor, Arjun Atwal. These are all really good players. Ashok Malik, who's my cousin, he was a legend in
Yeah.
golf. And I think India picked it up because when Ashok was playing, there weren't too many, Ashok didn't have the opportunity to travel the 5 oceans. And today, I think if somebody like him came along and started golf early enough, I think India could produce some great golfers, yes.
Fantastic. On that note, thank you so much, Mr. Ranvir Bhandari, for joining me on
You're
Tea
welcome,
Time.
Chaiti. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Likewise,
Thank you.
likewise. With that, it's a wrap from me, Chaiti Narula, and Mr. Ranvir Bhandari of ITC Grand Chola as well. I will see you next week with another guest from an entirely different sector altogether. Take care. See you next week.